It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 55, verse 6, and it reads, Seek ye the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Verse 7, Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And he will have mercy upon him, and to our power he will abundantly pardon. Verse 8, For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai power. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Verse 10, For as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud, and it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater. Verse 11, the point. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. I want to start off by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to Kol Haloyim La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKodash. I say double honors to the elders and to the apostles that taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and the freedom to do so, now more so than ever. I'm going to say shalom to the Akim and the Akwaf out there listening and learning. Lord, willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, and whom subscribe to this truth. To you, I say shalom. This is the brother Yah. What's up? Coming at you in another lesson through the Spirit and through the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. This lesson is inspired through the Spirit by a video that I got from the guy, the economist John Williams. And what's spiritual about that is I put a brother on to, when I was part of Cleveland camp, put a brother on to him, and he was gonna give me this chain. It was a chain going around with the 1 ounce silver piece, and they would make a medallion out of it, and then put it on the chain. But the brother tried to gift me the chain. Long story short, it's funny because I forgot how I came. The Lord just put him in my in my feed, in my direction. I've seen certain brothers and elders follow him. But the craziest part is, watch this. He moved to Cleveland. Can't make this shit up. But it's funny because the Lord got everybody in their old trick bag. I mean, it's a nice plan he has, but that shit don't matter.
The tax foreclosure industry.
If the Lord ain't with it, then it don't matter. What they fail to realize is everybody's about to be on the one system.
Huge opportunity that offers everyday folks one of the most lucrative ways to generate income without having.
What's up, guys? John here. I moved to Cleveland 75 days ago. I sold my place in Delray Beach, Florida. Delray Beach is a beautiful spot. A lot of people love Florida, and many people don't understand why you moved to Cleveland. Well, I'm going to share with you what I've done here and why I think many people are going to be relocating all over the world, all over the country in the coming year or two as the world gets so much harder and this inflation crisis gets a lot worse.
Scriptures say evil and only evil behold is come.
U.S. inflation increased by the most in 8 months in December. The Fed's preferred inflation gauge rose 0.3% last month.
It doesn't matter who's in office. When you look at the amount of debt that this country has, the amount of problems that this country has.
Right. The amount of debt is unsustainable. You can't fix this no matter who they got. Like the elder said, it'd have been like this with him in office, and he the better of the two. He the better of the two evils. It'd have been worse with her in office.
U.S. government debt is now the highest in history.
The number one threat to our nation right now is our debt.
There's no way with AI right in front of us and $2 trillion worth of corporate debt that has to get refinanced over the next 18 months.
Over the past decade, companies borrowed more and more as interest rates hovered near zero.
This does not lead to massive, massive job layoffs. They're already talking about issuing 2 million buyout opportunities.
And that's for the federal government. And again, I forgot where I came across the information, but the United States federal government is the U.S. government is the biggest contractor in the world. You know, you'll have individuals that work for the government on a consultant basis or contractual basis that you wouldn't even know work for the government. And if they're basically trying to buy out 2 million federal workers, what is that telling you? Your spider sense should be tingling.
And options for federal workers.
President Trump is making more than 2 million federal.
Ultimately, this is all the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. The scriptures told us what to look for and as signs for the coming of our big brother, our Lord and Savior.
Workers an offer. Quit now and accept a severance package.
You have every major company trying to issue layoffs and get rid of employees, whether it be Amazon.
The online giant reportedly plans to lay off nearly 10,000 employees.
Whether it be Kaiser Permanente or teachers unions.
2 major Twin Cities school districts
Scriptures talk about the grinders ceasing.
He authorized a vote to strike, with 97% of teachers.
More than 75,000 Kaiser Permanente workers are set to go on strike at midnight.
Or UAW strike.
Now, day 3 of a historic strike by thousands of United Auto Workers.
All of these different conglomerates, these different companies trying to find ways to get rid of employees. So as we start walking into this inflationary crisis, he or she who has assets, I believe, will be way better positioned for the storm that we're coming.
But ultimately, it tells you riches profit not in the day of wrath. So that's all I pretty much wanted because, he just went into kind of a brief synopsis of pretty much everything that's going on, and which all will set the tone and the stage for the atmosphere that's going to be for Jacob's trouble, It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30. Beginning at verse 4, and it reads, "And these are the words that the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah." Verse 5, "For thus saith the Lord," Salakian, I meant to say fair use. Not profiting off of that. I pretty much, just using that video to line up with scriptures. Salakia, I pray that they don't flag it or take it down, because like I said, fair use. Verse 5, "For thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, we have heard a trembling." So like we have heard a voice of trembling and of fear and of not. We have heard a voice of trembling of fear and not of peace. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Stark raven fear. They show you that on cartoons where, again, I used the analogy about a cartoon character see a ghost and they turn pale white. It's stuck in place, and sometimes it look like they spirit jump out their body. Verse 7. That's how much danger, the scriptures talk about in the book of 2 Timothy chapter 3. In the last days, perilous times shall come. The word perilous goes into kalapes, meaning hard to do, hard to bear, hard to survive. And right now you got people barely making it. Then this devil come with that spirit talking about cutting off aid. And of course that's going to affect me too. And I heard a brother say, he says it's going to affect all of us. Because you never know, man. Just Jake got a nice little car or something like that. The Lord bless it. The Lord bless what he blessed, but we not blessed. You know what I mean? Innumerable multitude of blessings. Whenever, I remember the brother Bakar Salakia. The one brother made a statement. He said, when you're blessed, when everything you do actually turns out, like it just works effortlessly, that's when we gonna know who the men and who the Lord was dealing with. Because with all the danger the Lord is creating, it's gonna be individuals that's gonna be guided and protected throughout it. I remember when Jake, like I said, we was drinking, we got pulled over. And like I said, I'm thinking, I just know they going down. Like these highway patrol, these state troopers, man, they took the bottle and let Jake go. I said, and let him take the car and everything. I said, that's what I knew. I'm like, damn, the Lord be working. I was like, God damn. That was years ago, you know, like when I first came into camp. And I was in the camp for, you know, how many years? Right. I came to camp around like, what, 2015, 2016. So I was in the camp for like 8 years. It says, verse 7, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Who is the he? The hopeful elect, or the elect, rather. This is the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 15, starting at verse 1, and it reads, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Verse 3, fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Because you got to have those that don't believe, those that's going to basically persecute the true believers, the true church. Verse 4, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Verse 5, behold, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. You know, scriptures talk about in the book of Ezekiel the four sword judgments, roughly paraphrased. Verse 6, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. And that's why the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Yahweh meaning he is, he exists, or he to be, Ba'ashem, Ba'as, in Haz, the Hashem his name, Yahweh Shai meaning he saves, or he deliverer, true names of the Most High God, the Son, who you ignorantly call God in Jesus Christ, but whose true name in the Paleo Hebrew is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. You know, that's why the Lord is pretty much removing, you know, his protection, you know, from, you know, this place, you know, holding back the winds. He's allowing them angels to pretty much, you know, remove the hedge of protection. That's what we about to see, some things that we've never seen. And, you know, and the thing is, you have had brothers and elders that have seen a lot, you know. I remember the elder speaking on when Tyson was in the in the club and the guy pulled the pistol or something, and Tyson just sat there. You know, he wasn't rattled or nothing. That's an individual that saw shit. Yeah. You know, you got to think about how Tyson grew up. Tyson's such a, you know, such a character. Tyson probably a Mo. I remember that. I heard Tyson myself say, I'll bend you over, make you love me. Therefore saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood cry for unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And, you know, the elect, you know, their spirit is going to cry out for the Lord to come actually judge this place. What's that, Isaiah chapter 26? You know, because in thy judgments, then will the people know righteousness, roughly paraphrased. That's one of my favorite chapters. Verse 9, therefore saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. So that's a promise. It says, surely, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Verse 12, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. And you're beginning to witness the plagues that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is bringing upon modern-day Egypt, which Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America, is a modern-day Egypt. You know, it's Assyria, it's Nineveh, it's, you know, Babylon, a land of confusion, because they take on the ideologies and mindsets of a lot of different nations. You know, this is Rome 2.0. You know, this is a wicked-ass place. Skipping. I'm going to keep on going. Verse 13, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting in hell and with a fearful constellation. Verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. And we're seeing, you know, you got Esau against Esau, you know, the Egyptian versus Egyptian, but you also have these different nations against nations. You got Edomites that's chasing Israelites. these Venezuelans. And again, to show you how the mojo is strong on these peons, on these 2/3, these copper tops, nobody ever questions, like, you got to remember, why are you mad at the migrants when the migrants basically were allowed to come over here? You should be more mad at the administration, the Biden administration. Y'all allowed him to just slide out the office with no hesitation. You should, I mean, you would think somebody would have been angry enough to go confront him. Like, this man literally caused all this confusion, all this, that shit crazy. And it's all for a purpose. Woe to the world and them that draw, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and evading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. You saw that with the attempts on DJ Trump. I just found out watching the individual, Patrick Humphrey, that pretty much you got protests going on in California, California, Texas, and Georgia. And who's to say where else? And they're organized to the point where they got the highways blocked off. So this is this scripture. So they're not regarding the kings or princes, and a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to, because they got it blocked off. Now, I don't know what's happened of lately, but I just did a video about it yesterday. Verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Going back to 2 Timothy chapter 3, Calapas, dangerous. You see in the atmosphere, this place is dangerous. Yeah. That's why brothers is in the spirit, especially older brothers, talking about you shouldn't have your head in the clouds or in the phone. You should be circumspect. You need to be watching your surroundings, Show you how simple a female is, too. Like, I was just trying to, it's really like when you see the Lord, like, really open your, these women really don't believe, like the brother said, like, they believe in you. Like, they don't really, like, they say they believe, and I like to believe some that believe, because you got women that believe, like, look at Judith. Look at Esther. You got accounts. And then I've seen women that I thought was really, like, righteous women, and they come to find out, like, I knew this one particular woman, not to, like, tell all my business, but it just shows you how funny the Lord is. I used to think she was such a godly woman. She used to, the Lord would introduce me to a lot of women that was into the Bible back when I was a super nigga. So I'm up here like, oh, this, I got me one. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a demon, right? So, long story short, he had one come back around, and, she immediately accepted the name and all that. That's why I was feeling some kind of way when it all took place, but it was all the will of the Lord, because she probably wasn't right. Because what I noticed, when something didn't go the way she wanted it to, she would go do a whorish move and then come back like as if, and she used to frown on her mother that she considered like a whore. But then you would literally, when it didn't work out where you was feeling some kind of way, he did this, you would go do some whorish shit, and then as if like it was cool. This is the mindset that Babylon produces to, I just hate this fucking place, And the difference between Yahweh Shem Yahushua and Jesus, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is not going to accept the wickedness that, they say Jesus will accept. Yes, we know, like, Christian main thing is, do you accept Jesus? No. I mean, yes, we acknowledge, like, but at the same time, like, no, we call him, by his Hebrew name, not earth pig. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And that's the spirit that's being created in Babylon the Great. These people are cold. What's that? Matthew chapter 24, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So we're going to see more and more cold acts and more violence, So, I mean, like, again, you see the stage that's been set, nothing but violence. Yeah. The universal language. What words can't teach, adversity will. So if you're so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the laws, to the statutes, and to the commandments of your power, whose true name in the Paleo-Hebrew is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. You will be destroyed. And with that, I want to give all praise, all honor, all glory to Allah, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem. Double honors to the elders, to the apostles that told this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim, across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth. faithful with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim and Aqua that they listen and learning. Lord willing, this is edified. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad, and the land where other nations appear like the old nations will subscribe to the truth. To you I say shalom. Till next time, Lord willingly. Shalom, shalom, Kwame Yasharala. Wathla Babua.